What's going on, everybody? Drew Nelson here again, doing another dip review for you guys, and I've officially returned from Thanksgiving break in Colorado, which was just absolutely ridiculous. It was a shit show. It was very fun. Got to see my boy Mick, who came home from Camp Pendleton, getting his ass kicked for Marine boot camp. He got me this, so I'm just kind of, I don't know, maybe I'll just rep the Marines everywhere I go now. I can just wear the tank top, and people will be like, oh, are you in the Marines? Be like, yeah, I've got the tank top, don't I? But yeah, anyway, so it was good to see him, and home in general was just nuts. Mainly because I found this, finally, and I have not been able to review this Cope whiskey blend. I cannot find it anywhere down here in the South for whatever reason, but I did find it at the My Goods in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, my hometown, so it was good to find it there, and I was just like, hey, you know what, a new dip, why not, I'll review this shit. So let's go ahead and throw one in. But before we do, I also picked up a can of Cope Straight, which is different than Copenhagen Straight. Both of these are in the Cope line, as you can see from the fucking cans. The only difference from what I've been able to tell between this and just a normal Copenhagen instead of just Cope Straight, this one is a little bit drier actually, but it's got more nicotine in it, and I can tell. It gives me a little bit better of a buzz than normal Copenhagen Straight would. The one thing that I did notice about it too is that compared to, and I should have gotten a fucking can of Copenhagen Straight, but this stuff is a lot more fine cut than Copenhagen Straight. And I personally like it because I like the texture of Cope Long Cut a lot more than Cope Straight. And Cope Long Cut is just, for those of you who don't know, it's a finer cut than Cope Straight. So that's why I kind of like this one, because it's the same texture as Cope Long Cut, but the same taste is straight. So it's fucking awesome. Try this shit out. It is great. But we will be reviewing whiskey blend today. From at least my experience, it's not as good as Copenhagen Black. And I don't know if Copenhagen Black has been discontinued or not. I haven't been able to find it anywhere. I was last year. And I know that it's seasonal, so like, you know, rolling into winter, it should be coming out somewhat soon. But I have not seen it anywhere, so I just settled for whiskey blend instead. The other one that is in this Cope line, so you have, you know, Cope Straight, Cope whiskey blend, and then there's also a Cope Smooth Hickory, which I've heard is amazing. I've never tried it, and that's like the one dip that I've never tried. So I really want to get my hands on one. A few of you, just like in comments and everything, have been talking about how hard it is to find the new Skull Ready Cut. I know there was a guy who inboxed me, and he is in North Carolina right now. I'm back in South Carolina, and he's like, yeah, I'm a state above you, and I haven't seen it anywhere. So I don't really know what the deal with that is. It just must be, I don't know, it must be, maybe it's even a gas station chain thing, because I know that, for example, back home in Denver, Walmart started carrying Southern Blend, which is I think the first place to carry it out west, that far out west, but 7-Eleven, Conoco, Texaco, like, none of those places carry it. And someone at 7-Eleven was telling me that it's because they have to sign an agreement with Copenhagen or U.S. Smokeless or something like that. And so I don't know how fucking long it takes to sign an agreement, like get that shit signed so that I can get my tobacco. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the review of whiskey blend. First and foremost, this can is fucking awesome. I really like it. It's got kind of the same orange background right here. The whiskey blend, the background of whiskey blend, is kind of reminiscent of the Southern Blend can, and the Southern Blend can is probably my top 2 or 3 cans. The top actually kind of looks a little bit like Cope Black, which from a distance, I thought it was black at first. I got really excited and I got a boner, but then I found out it was whiskey blend, and I was kind of like, but I really like it. I mean, I kind of like the Cope line actually more than I do Copenhagen for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I haven't dipped this stuff in forever. and I'm just used to Copenhagen. It's kind of, and this kind of seems more exotic or, you know, something like that. I don't fucking know. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a dip. This is, for all intents and purposes, a freshly cracked can. So I don't even need to pack it, which is fucking awesome because I am tired. I fucking flew all over the world yesterday. I went to Chicago because, like, of course I have to fucking connect from Chicago to Columbia. And Chicago is like, no, I mean, no offense if, like, you're from up there. I thought Chicago was fucking weird. Like, I don't know what it is about that place. Everybody there is very stylish, like, very well dressed and everything. So, you know, that's good. But I don't know, they're almost like weird to talk to, or I don't know, maybe it's just like a fucking colloquial thing. Like, they probably think people from Colorado are fucking weird too. So because we dip so much, Colorado fucking dips so much. Me and all my friends, like my entire friend group dips, like it's unbelievable. That's probably actually like why I'm addicted, because everybody else would have a dip in, and then I'd feel like I wasn't fucking part of the group if I didn't have a fucking lipper in. But okay, so initial impression. Wow, holy whiskey. I love whiskey, and if I had to put a label on this, if I had to tell you like what whiskey this tastes like, it's maybe how would I describe it? It's probably half Jack Daniels and half maybe like a cheap, I don't know, maybe an Evan Williams. Like, I know there probably isn't really that big of a difference between Evan and Jack as far as like taste goes, but like as far as smoothness goes, it's pretty smooth, but it's not as smooth as it could be. It's not as smooth as Coke Black, that's for damn sure. I fucking love Coke Black. I can't wait. I'm gonna blackmail US Smoothness and just tell them that they better come out with it again, or I'm gonna quit dipping. And then they're gonna email me back and be like, no, you're not gonna quit dipping, so we won't come out with it again. I'm gonna be like, oh, well, I'm fucked. I really like this stuff, actually. It's very, as I said before, it's not as good as Coke Black, but it is pretty fucking good. I like it. I don't know. It's a good. It kind of reminds me of like a summer night, and you're sitting around the campfire, and like, I don't know, you've just been out hunting, or like you've just like cooked a meal over the campfire or something like that, and you just want like a good, I don't know, aperitif or a good post-dinner dip. So this is really good. The only other dip that I would take like post-dinner, well, I mean, who the fuck am I kidding? I would take any dip post-dinner, but I like straight, like after meals and everything too, because it's like, you know, it's sweet. That's the other thing. This stuff is definitely not as sweet as the original Copenhagen Straight. So, let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, probably about how Neva Nova is a huge fucking bitch. What's the deal with this guy? Commenting on my channel, and he's just like, you you learn English, all this kind of stuff, and then he fucking, you're gonna learn when you get gum cancer and like all this bullshit. And like, normally I wouldn't say anything. I just would say, hey, that's your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion. But the fact that this dude like took the time out of his day to get on YouTube, look up a review on dip or some shit, and then comment on my channel, you know, saying, oh, you're gonna learn when you get gum cancer or something like that. I'm like, alright, dude, well, fuck you. Like, you obviously have nothing better to do with your time. Which, obviously, I fucking sit and I make dip reviews on YouTube, but hey, that serves the fucking YouTube dipper community. You guys want to know about dips, and I'm here to tell you about them. So at least my time is actually going to something and not being a little fucking bitch like Neva Nova. Yeah, so that's my YouTube retaliation. Neva Nova, I live at 1423 Whaley Street in Columbia, South Carolina, room 201C. If you'd like to come, I'd be more than happy to beat the fucking shit out of you. But anyways, that's not like a threat or anything. Like, I highly doubt that Neva Nova is going to come. But if he does, I'll kick his fucking ass. So, anyways, moving on from that faggot. Let's see. What else? Oh, football recap, of course. Over the weekend, Carolina beat Clemson. Fuck yes. I really would have been satisfied the entire season, even if we lost every other game. If we lost every other game and Lattimore got hurt and Shaw's hurt now because he aggravated a sprained foot or something like that, even if we lost every other game, and even if we weren't even bowl eligible, as long as we beat the shit out of Clemson, that's literally all I care about. because Clemson does the devil's work. It's very well documented that they do fucking Lucifer's bidding. But yeah, so, and Alabama obviously just fucking rolled over Auburn. I was almost sad for Auburn just watching that game, because of course their trees are like near death. They're the trees that they all teepee, you know, after they win and everything, which, I mean, they haven't teepeed them in a while then. But those trees that, like, or maybe it's just, I think it's just one tree that they throw teepee over and everything. Someone, maybe it was a Bama fan or someone like that, someone tried to poison their tree, and now I think someone tried to set it on fire or some shit like that. So I feel really bad for Auburn, because it's actually, Auburn's a pretty cool school and everything. I know, you know, some people from home that go there and everything, but god damn it, they're turning into like the new Tennessee. They're not going to have an SEC win. They haven't been good since Cam was there, so, let's see, who else? Oh, Johnny Manziel, fucking, oh my god, I would be surprised if Manziel didn't win the Heisman. I know that, you know, Manti Teo, or whatever the fuck his name is, from Notre Dame. Speaking of which, he's Mormon and he goes to Notre Dame. Like, they were covering that in the broadcast after the game, and I was just like, huh, what the fuck? Like, he's Mormon, but he goes to Notre Dame. He's fucking sick, don't get me wrong. He's a great defensive player and everything, but if he won the Heisman over Johnny Manziel, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? This is bullshit. The whole system is obviously fucked. BCS is just fucked. They should move to a playoff system, without a doubt. So, I mean, congratulations to Notre Dame for earning the privilege to get their fucking asses kicked by Bama. That's not even going to be a competition. Bama is going to fucking run all over Notre Dame. I'm calling it right now, because Notre Dame has a high-power offense and, you know, a high-power defense and all that kind of stuff. But Bama is fucking, like, Oregon's like right here, and Bama's like fucking up here, and Notre Dame is kind of like, I don't know, down here. Oregon and Bama probably have similar offenses, like their offenses are probably about the same caliber and everything, but the difference is that Bama puts together with the defense. They couple their fucking amazing offense with their sick as fuck defense, and Oregon doesn't have any defense whatsoever. They just rely on, you know, fucking whoever it is to score 50 plus points a game. Which they obviously would never do against any team in the SEC. The SEC championship might as well be the national championship. It has been for the past 5-6 years or something like that, and I don't think it's ever going to change. The SEC, one of my friends was talking about, he was like, yeah, the SEC is the minor league of football. If you go to the SEC and you start at a big SEC school, you have a very, very good chance of going to the NFL. That's just the fucking facts. So let's see. Oh, stories from home. So went home for break. That was all good and everything. I flew back from Charlotte in first class, which was fucking amazing. I didn't have to fight over the armrest with anybody. It was so fucking sublime. But so I get into Denver. My two friends, Tony and Burr Belge, they went to San Diego to meet Mick, my buddy who got me this shirt and everything. They went to meet him at his graduation for boot camp, and they sent us this video of the graduation at boot camp. And the drill instructor said something like, "Please allow me to turn my back on you while I greet these, you know, new Marines," or whatever. And he just says, "Good morning, Marines," and all these Marines, like literally, I don't know, probably 700-800 Marines, all in perfect unison. "Good morning, sir. Hoorah, hoorah, hoorah." And then they about face, and they turn around, they start shaking everybody's hands, and that's when they're officially Marines and everything. And just watching the video, it sends shivers down my spine. Like, I'm way too much of a pussy to ever go through boot camp or the Crucible or anything like that. But watching that shit, I was just like, damn, I want to drop out of college and, I don't know, become a Marine or some shit. So props to you, Mr. Mick, for becoming a Marine. I know you're only a private, but fuck, you're still the general in my heart. So naturally, they come home. They flew back on Mick's dad's friend's private jet or some shit like that. We meet up with Mick at the little airport that, you know, he flew into and everything. Surprised him, which was awesome. And, you know, just had the time of our lives that weekend. Yeah, you know, partied. It was a really good time. So it was good to be home. But since I'm getting close to 15 minutes, probably should end the review now. Coke Whiskey Blend. as an overall rating, I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10. It's not the most perfect dip, but it's not the worst dip that you will ever take either. Not as good as Cope Black. Cope Black is probably on the same level as Cope Long Cut, Cope Straight, right in that like 9.5 to 10 out of 10 range. But Whiskey Blend is, I think, an acceptable substitute. I will be doing another dip review soon on the Cope Straight versus Copenhagen Straight, and I'll get a can of Copenhagen Straight just to show you guys the difference and everything. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and thanks for listening to my stories. I hope you guys fucking enjoy them. I don't know. I don't know what else the fuck to talk about when I get on camera and everything. So I don't know. I come up with the crazy ass stories that happen. Like, not even the crazy ass stories that happen to me, just the fucking awkward shit that happens to me. I had like the most awkward youth ever, but that'll have to wait for another time. So thank you guys for watching, and more dip reviews to follow shortly. Thank you.